morning, happy Friday. Today I'm gonna give you a little show and tell of some of my little artwork. It's one of those books that I was talking about, iampheonix, and I finally just, because I had it up on Amazon for a while as a free version. I had a free copy available on my website at lxmnv.com, and then I wanted to go through and get something to hold, something to give, something to sell, something tangible, right? So I'm gonna show off a couple samples I'm working on right now. I have tried to show it off as a previous video, but this one is a little bit better. So we'll see. Let's see. I started out with this one. Basically, it's a little palm size type of thing, can fit into your pocket. Because I have to use some special software or work with somebody specific to print these in book forms, I just went ahead and printed it as an essay so that you can read it like an essay. But this version, boom, a little bit about the author, about the book, unfolds, bam, right? Blah, blah, blah. So this was the first version. Seems like a good, easy thing to do. I think if I streamlined my services, I could probably have this printed for maybe 80 cents to $1 a copy at the worst case scenario. And then, so instead of folding it up, I was just thinking we could do a regular packet with a little sleeve. And then I'm a fan of this stuff, so it's sewed up right here. Instead of stapling, I'm gonna put some kind of cool thread on top. Little design element, you know, gotta stand out, including the type of paper, the type of visual, the type of message, how it feels in the hand. Is it gonna be memorable? Are people gonna easily put it aside, or will they pick this up at a coffee shop and be like, oh, okay, I'll take one. So this looks kind of cool, something I could just give out. Granted, it's like 25-30 pages. It was 60 pages in the book, then we condensed it, so front and back, two columns ended up being 25 pages. Next sample is this one. Little simple thing. I had some leather, so it's the same thing. This one doesn't have that little sleeve, but it just has a nice little thing. And worst case scenario, because all books end up in trash for the most part, right? I wanted to create these so that if you use them, the wear and tear will destroy the book. So, and the pages will fall out, and it's meant to just rip out a page, put it on the wall, or highlight some stuff. Maybe I'll provide a pen or a highlighter with a book that kind of holds it all together, which we'll see. So this one's leather. This one's just some black paper with some aluminum foiling, some kind of silver patch, gold, whatever. I mean, obviously, and then just a simple version like this, but kind of like this. Same thing. I'm sure getting it properly printed into a book format would be kind of easy. It's just a matter of taking the steps to either tracking down the software and organizing it, or outsourcing the work to somebody else, right? So fortunately my books are up online, and that's where most of you guys can reach that. But this, it would be cool, you know. I'm trying to come up with things that I can sell. Huh? Okay, so that's 3 samples so far. I guess that was 4. Yep. So that's the 4 samples of that book. But the goal is to kind of just take it from being a hypothetical thing to being a tangible, a talked about, worthy topic, right? So, and I mean, only like 2% of the story is actually relevant to me. I just wanted to think about and study the human experience, which is what this is. You know, it's pretty Christian heavy because, I don't know, my life has been designed in ways that I can clearly track down God's presence or God trying to isolate me so that we can talk. And it's always scary because he requires a lot. And when I was young, I was quite rebellious and work or play. You know, do I want to be a good boy or do I want to go play? You know, do I want to do homework or do I want to go chase girls? It was kind of a thing, right? However, throughout life, it puts a little pause button on me quite a few times. And so this is one of those things. Times are tough. It has a little bit of hope in it. I do feel a little bit vulnerable and exposed. Writing, sharing my opinion, whatever, you know, apparently people are getting out here getting murked, or that's kind of insensitive. But yeah, death is so common now. Like, we are getting desensitized to it. And the people who do speak, we kind of do accept the burden and the threat that comes with trying to change the world, you know. People don't like change. People don't want to change. People don't want to be forced to see themselves. I'm finding out because I'm also trying to chase down some truths, and I'm trying to reflect, and I'm trying to share. And I don't know, it feels like I got no friends or an audience, but I do know that truth doesn't need friends. Truth doesn't need audience, you know. Truth is just exists, and the people who acknowledge it seem to live, I don't know, a relatively different life, a relatively better off life, because we can accept facts and we can work with concrete evidence. And we, to a lot of us, a thing called faith or an urge to believe in something larger than us is as good as facts too, right? Because it's our personal experience that solidify and validify those things. It's not our truth. It's a human programmed itch to search for something, and all of us feel like we're finding something here and there. So anyways, my books are not available yet. They're only on Amazon, but that would be cool. So it's just one book. I have 3 worthy books. If I can come up with like 3 or 4 designs for these, and then ideally I'm trying to grow up some balls so that I can get up in front of crowds and talk. And apparently it's a little bit scary at the moment, but the goal is Charlie Kirk, right, is a great example. He got up and spoke the truth, and the values he represented are, what is it? Be fruitful and multiply, take care of the world, of the earth, and us as Americans have quite a few rights, and we would like to protect those, right? So I think those are all worthy values for anybody to just pick up the torch. This is just one example. This is kind of my free version of a good message. I think it's one of my most potent books, because once you become a Christian, it's life-changing, you know, for me and you. And and all the blah blahs attached with it. But I guess the best part about Christian stuff is death doesn't scare us. Death is a transition from the lobby, from the tryout room, into the rest of your life, the rest of eternity. And eternity is a long time. So I know I'm 35 now, and in retrospect, it flew by pretty quick. I wonder how fast the next 25, 30 years are gonna go if I shut the fuck up and don't be out here talking, right? Times are tough. You know, you gotta at least match the toughness. You know, what did I say? If the car part is kicking your ass as you're trying to fix it, I say that you have to be at least as smart as the part. So, do you think that a little bit of logic and common sense can dispel a lot of delusion and this mental illness bullshit? Me having faced my own consequences, I know that there is a point where logic and fact and what we think and what we want to believe just they don't match, right? And that's a point called reality check. I call that a rock bottom, and it's a great place to start over. And the big JC, Jesus Christ, is actually a great source of having a good starting conversation when you get to your own version of a rock bottom. Check this out. Free copy available. You'll be pissed, but it'll be worth it though. Somebody out there loves you. Have a good day.